Plaintiff Taisha Barnett says the defendant has a daughter with her boyfriend who was with Taisha in court today. Taisha claims she had the defendant arrested after she vandalized Taisha's car, and she's suing her today for the damages. Defendant Kimberly Marble says her ex has been so troublesome that she was forced to file a restraining order against him after he caused a scene at their daughter's school. Kimberly insists Taisha had her falsely arrested, so she's countersuing.
Start with you.
I'm here because Miss Marble, she came to my address on July 27th, 2008.
Where do you know her from?
She has a daughter with my boyfriend, D'Angelo Richard. And it's been nothing but problems since me and him been together. And I'm like stuck in the middle of their problems.
And when she came in 2008, what occurred?
She came to our house at 3 o'clock in the morning, banging on the door, wanting to speak to D'Angelo. D'Angelo did not want to go to the door. So he said, let her be.
What did he do, go under the bed? Or?
No.
No.
He didn't want to go to the door because he said that they would have ended up fighting, and he's not fighting no female.
Excellent.
So he told me to call the police and let them handle it. So when I was calling the police, I heard glass breaking. So I wanted to go outside and beat her. But he told me not to, just let the police handle it. And so when the police came, he took my report with the damages done, and he seen the damages to the car. And he told me to go to the magistrate office and take a warrant out on her to take it to court. And that's what I did.
Ma'am?
Her whole story is fabricated. I never showed up there. I've had quite a few problems with Miss Barnett and D'Angelo. I met D'Angelo when I was about 18, 19 years old. We were good friends. One mistake led to my gorgeous daughter that I have. In 2005, he ended up cheating with her. I found out about it. He ended up leaving me. I did not see him or hear from him for an entire year. At this time, I was 260 pounds, and I decided to get my life together and become, a better mother. I started going to school. I lost 120 pounds. I got my life together.
How'd you do that? A lot of people would want to know about that
dedication. Diet. I really wanted to better myself.
I know, but that
and
160, people want to know about that. They want to know how you did that.
120, excuse me. That's a lie. I was 260 at the time.
How did you come off of 120?
Dieting. I was working 12-hour shifts, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
I do that.
5 days a week.
I do that.
And diet.
Then when you include my weekend work, I do about 6 or 7 days.
It's definitely some dedication. It's just the will.
All right, well, you need to sell that.
So
put it in a bottle and sell it.
I definitely
Here's how to lose 120 in 1 year. Go ahead.
Well, it was like a year and a half.
All right.
But I got myself together, and once he seen that, he came back. He has never stopped trying to get back with me since then. He is very stalkerish, always on me. Whenever they're having problems, I'm the blame. She always accuses him of being with me or something to that effect.
That's why he didn't come to that door that night, isn't it? Huh?
I never was there.
I thought I'd catch you up. I almost had you.
He has a host of girlfriends, always has. So there could have been any of those. When I found out about that, I was pulled over probably about 11, 12 o'clock that night. They ran my tag. The officer asked me my name, told me I had a warrant, and I was arrested. I was booked. I ended up getting out on pretrial. Before I even get into that, I'm just going to let you know what type of people you're dealing with. Mr. Richard is a father that decided to go to jail over $50 ordered in child support. He literally told the judge that was kicked over a chair, and went to jail for contempt. Mrs. Barnett, on the other hand, is someone who got a job at a fast food restaurant, had it set up to be robbed. Inside job.
How do you know that?
From him. He tells me everything. He is the source from everything. I mean, he is the reason we're here today. He's boosted her up. Our current cases, right now in child
more
support.
than one?
Oh, yes. We had a case just on April 1st. I had to file a restraining order against him for stalking. He went to my daughter's school, flipped out on her because she was speaking about one of my friends. He doesn't like for her to be around any other man but him, and he doesn't take care of her. So he went to her school in front of her teacher, her classmates, and literally like showed out. Okay. They called me. I went got the restraining order. He threatened me, what he was going to do to me, this, that, and the third. Whenever they're having problems, I'm the blame. She always accuses him of being with me or something to that effect.
That's why he didn't come to that door that night, isn't it?
I never was there.
I thought I'd catch you up. I almost had you.
Defendant Kimberly Marble has a child with the plaintiff's boyfriend, and the plaintiff claims she had Kimberly arrested after Kimberly vandalized her car.
Sir, you want to stand and defend yourself against these allegations? State your name.
D'Angelo Richard.
What do you want to tell me?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, she been saying ever since February and March, she took a restraining order out on me. So I had went to jail because
for contempt. Because you kicked the chair over.
I didn't kick the chair over.
Why did you go to jail for contempt?
Because
talking crazy to the judge?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now,
that's the only reason.
Folks think that when I check people about rolling their eyes and looking at me crazy and talking out of order that I'm being mean. No, I could send them to jail for contempt.
Yeah, the reason why I got locked up, I mean, I could have made it out, but see, when I walked away, I said that was so she said bailiff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She said bailiff.
Disrespectful and contemptuous.
I didn't get locked up for not paying my child support. I ain't never been behind.
Gotcha. All right, let's get back to anything else you want to tell me about this arrest.
They released me. This lingered on for about a year. I ended up going to court twice, hired a lawyer and everything to get this off of my record just because of false allegations.
Get what off your record?
The fact that I was arrested for property damage.
Okay, you weren't convicted?
No. We ended up going to court twice. Like I said, I hired a lawyer.
What happened?
Paid her
What was the result?
It was dismissed.
I did not.
She never showed.
They never sent me a paper to come to court. So when I went to the courthouse, they told me.
What do you say? You say you know?
We stay at the same address. They never sent her no letter. But when I go over there and see my daughter,
see the paperwork you have.
When I go to see my daughter, her mama threw it in my face that they dismissed the case, but they didn't never notified us. We stay at the same address.
Okay, it says disposed of, ma'am. And disposed means that we're finished with this case. And that's what it says. It was disposed of on January 7th of 2010. I don't know whether that means dismissed. I don't know whether that means you pled guilty. Have you gone since you found out it was dismissed? Did you call the prosecutor?
I went to the courthouse to find out what was going on with the case because it's been after a year. They told me that she'd been to court January 7th. And I'm like, how is that? And I never got a
All right,
letter.
what'd they say happened?
They told me I need to take her to civil court, so I had to pay $86.
They wouldn't tell you what happened in the criminal court?
No, they just said I had to go to take her back to court to get my money.
All right, you need to go and speak with the prosecutor. You probably, it sounds like you went to the clerk's office, the court clerk. You need to go to the prosecutor's office.
Okay.
And you want to find out what the criminal disposition was with regard to this case. On the other hand, that was a criminal case which required a burden of proof of beyond a reasonable doubt. This is a civil case which only requires a burden of proof of more likely than not that she did it, not beyond a reasonable doubt. So you say you were there, she came, you say it happened as well?
Yes, sir.
And you were arrested for it?
Yes, I was. Falsely.
Do you have anything else other than this that says disposed?
No, that's the only thing.
Do you have anything else?
I have my police report, that's all.
Let's see that.
She got all her proof, Your Honor.
And I have where I took out the warrant.
And let me see the damages or the repair costs for all these things that she allegedly did. And your arrest warrant you took out to an officer with authority and jurisdiction and execute a warrant for the arrest of the charge below. The undersigned finds that there's probable cause. The judge determined that there was probable cause, ma'am. Meaning the judge believed that more likely than not it occurred. Otherwise, the judge doesn't issue a warrant. In order to get a warrant, the prosecutor has to prove to the judge that this happened more likely than not. The judge says, okay, I'll issue a warrant for you to arrest the person because it appears that based on what you're telling me, officer, based on what you saw with your own eyes, officer, and you swear that this happened, officer, I'm going to grant you a warrant. So the judge believed that it at least may have happened. The judge believed that the police officer gave enough evidence to sign a warrant that provides for probable cause. And so I say that to say a judge does not provide a warrant just because somebody walks in and makes the allegation. I can't just walk into the court and say that someone in the audience threw a shoe at me like they did at President Bush a couple years ago, and it hit me. I wasn't quick as him. He's a cowboy. He was able to duck. I can't go in and then they're going to go and arrest one of the folks. No, I have to have some measure of proof. I have to have a statement from someone that says, I saw it. Otherwise, they're just not going to write a warrant because people can do that as just a tactic to get somebody back for something else they did. I walk in and say, she tried to murder me, Your Honor. She never came over the house. The judge going to say, well, before I grant you a warrant for attempted murder, you have to bring me something to show me that it may have happened.
Defendant Kimberly Marble has a child with the plaintiff's boyfriend, and the plaintiff claims she had Kimberly arrested after Kimberly vandalized her car.
Now the question becomes, do I believe her in light of the fact that she had a warrant that the officers proved to the judge that you more likely than not did this damage? Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,000. I believe you.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all I have to do is believe her. And your counterclaim, ma'am, is dismissed. I don't believe it was a false arrest. I believe it was legitimate. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's up?
They just want some money now that I've become more successful, and that's it. But she can have it. She needs it.
I want to say thank you, Judge Mathis, for proving my case today.
Won a case. I mean, that's all we wanted.